Greetings once again, Sonic Warriors. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with another issue of Sonic the Hedgehog by IDW. Now, previous issue was all about Surge and Kit seemingly wanting to join the restoration, something that pretty much everyone and their mother knew was probably a trap. From Sonic to Amy to Belle, everyone knew they were up to something. But Sonic and Amy want to give Surge and Kit the benefit of the doubt. It's a situation of either give them enough rope to hang themselves, or potentially turn around two people who they know were wronged and just be that hand out, that offering to maybe bring things around. Now, understandably, some don't jive with the idea, namely Whisper, but Surge takes that in stride, actually happy that there's at least one person who doesn't seem so fully on board with the kumbaya stuff. But naturally, as we know, this is all a deception. Surge and Kit, who were previously kind of aimless after their last battle, encountered Clutch and his clean sweep operation. And with Surge and Kit almost immediately taking to the idea of sticking it to the goodies of the restoration, they team up. Now, Surge and Kit have met Duo, aka Mimic, and the plan is simple. Surge and Kit are the obvious danger, drawing everyone's attention away from what Mimic's up to in the shadow. He's already managed to endear himself to others and shoo away most suspicion, but with this, no one will be looking at Duo in the slightest. And though I know this issue is taking a bit of a detour from that plotline, just knowing that something so evil is brewing in the background is all the incentive I need to keep going. So join me as we explore this issue, won't you? Alright. Issue number 68, a lovely cover by D.G. Min, or Minho Kim, who it took me the longest time to fully connect the dots, did the artwork for The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, and a whole bunch of other stuff. They've been on a roll lately, but a classic Sonic and Tails adventure? I'm in. Alright, we have story and art by Evan Stanley. Nice, you know, there's gonna be some good artistry here. Inks by Evan Stanley and Matt Frost, colors by Josh Burcham, letters by Sean Lee, editor David Marriott, who I believe I had heard that David Marriott gonna be moving on, I think it was. Let me know if maybe I mixed that up, but we're gonna have a new editor soon, I think. And production by Johanna Natali. And yeah, only two major characters in this: Sonic the Hedgehog, the Blue Blur, fastest thing alive, and Miles Tails Per Hour, tech-savvy sidekick and high-flying genius. Alright, we pick up with Sonic and Tails in a forested area. Sonic gets in a crouching position, smiling at Tails and saying, Step 1, find the Chaos Emerald you picked up a blip from. Step 2, see if your fancy new X gear is as good as you say it is. Ready, buddy? And Tails on his X gear, is it just an abbreviation of Extreme Gear? I would think so. Tails on his gear and with his Miles electronic in hand says, first one to find the emerald wins. Sonic counts down. 3, 2, 1, go! And Sonic takes off with a sonic boom, with Tails racing off right alongside him. Ooh, and Sonic has already taken the lead, with Tails saying, no way. The yellow tail turbo is exceeding all my projections. With specs like these, I might actually be able to win. He says while in second place. Sonic glances back saying, don't get your hopes up too much. And then suddenly Tails goes rocketing past him, saying, what was that? I can't hear you, as he smiles at a bewildered Sonic. The Sonic smiles once again, saying, oh, so that's how it is. And so Sonic gets the lead out, going in with another sonic boom, rushing past Tails, saying, sorry, I said I hope you like eating dust. I love that competitive nature. It's like, ooh, a new challenger has entered the fray. But suddenly Tails hears a rumbling, saying, wait, what? He tells him, Sonic, slow down! And as Sonic is racing backwards, he's confused, saying, I thought you wanted to test the boards, and suddenly he finds himself falling into a hole. Tails goes racing in on his gear, calling out for Sonic, and as Sonic plummets, Tails reaches a hand out, saying, I'm coming. He manages to grab Sonic's hand, and Sonic says, thanks. But, suddenly something happens with the Miles electronic, and Tails' extreme gear just seems to shut off suddenly. Tails looking back at the engines going, uh-oh. Tails also manages to whack his head onto some falling debris. Sonic grabs the downed Tails saying, gotcha. He then tries to get a foothold while he's still plummeting, saying, okay, get a foothold, but he's unable to get any traction as his shoe scrapes off of the cave wall. Sonic calls out, no, as he and Tails plummet even further. Once at the bottom, Tails manages to wake up, holding his injured head going, ugh. Sonic questions, you okay, buddy? And Tails says, I think so. Can I see the Miles electronic? He turns on the flashlight, and Sonic tells him, I don't think we're getting back up that way. Tails looks around, telling him, so much for my first test. At least the data was recorded. I'll troubleshoot it back at the workshop. Sonic walks off a little in one direction, saying, then we better get out of here. I bet this old mine's full of holes. We'll be back in time for dinner. Sonic says, dibs on deciding what we're having. Oh, suddenly something catches his attention, and he shows Sonic on the handheld. Look, the Emerald's energy signature has gotten way stronger. I think the Emerald might actually be down here. Sonic looks in, saying, hey, lucky up, and then walks off again, saying, we should try falling into random holes more often. And as Tails picks up his board and races behind Sonic, he says, we already do that. A lot. He looks at some mining equipment and tells Sonic with a worried expression, whoever was working here, it looks like they left in a hurry. Even Sonic has a little bit of worry to his face, but they proceed forward into the darkness, the flashlight illuminating their way. Tails tells him, I hope we don't run into whatever those miners did. But suddenly something catches Sonic's attention. As he points further down the shaft, he says, oh hey, daylight. And you were worried. He smiles as they race forward, Tails saying, nuh-uh, abandoned mine shafts are prone to collapse. It's smart to be. He stammers as something catches both of their attention. Ooh, they find a massive, 2-page spread, that's cool. A massive luminescent cave. It's mostly the water that's illuminating everything in here. That's actually very beautiful. Kudos to Evan Stanley for this. Beautiful shot. Don't often get series that really focus on the scenery too often. Sonic and Tails are both stunned going, whoa. Tails is shocked, saying the Emerald's energy readings are wild. No, maybe the Emerald is in the water. Sonic slides down near the water, and Tails flies overhead, saying, this might be it. I'll check this side of the cave, you take the other. Sonic gives a thumbs up, saying, sounds good. He strolls along the water's edge, saying to a nearby gecko, so, have you guys seen any big shiny rocks around these parts? The gecko jumps into the water, but then something catches Sonic's eye as he says, hey, what's bingo? He moves aside some foliage and finds the yellow Chaos Emerald. He holds it up, saying, now how do you get all the way down here? Guess if I were a miracle gemstone, I'd pick a cool place like this to hang out too. I should tell Tails where he'd... suddenly a massive, mutated and shiny lizard crashes in from the brush, startling Sonic. He slams Sonic's head into the ground. Sonic barely manages to turn around while in the creature's grasp. As a terrified Sonic looks on, saying, oh boy. He manages to kick the beast off of him, calling out, Tails, I could use a hand over here, catching Tails' attention. Tails flies overhead, saying, is that a salamander? It's huge! Sonic bounds away from the creature, saying, whatever it is, it's not happy. Give me a lift. Tails reaches out for Sonic, saying, right. But the creature bats Sonic away from Tails' grasp. Tails calls out, it's no good. I can't get close. Wait, as the creature continues to chase Sonic, Tails realizes something, saying the salamander moves so carefully. But Sonic, that's it. Oh, is it blind? As Sonic races around the cave, he calls out, hello? Giant monster chase happening down here. Tails is fiddling around with his board and calls out, just a second. The creature then manages to cut Sonic off, and Sonic screeches to a halt, saying, I don't have a whole lot of those right now, as he narrowly manages to avoid being chopped down by the creature. Awesome shot as the monster manages to almost zero in, as Sonic calls out, Tails? Tails calls out, almost there, okay, and he propels his board towards the creature. The board is underneath Sonic, and Tails calls out, get on! Sonic lands on the board, and the engines of the board start up. And using some sweet skills, Sonic avoids the monster's bite using the extreme gear. As Sonic flies next to Tails, he says, "Thanks for the save. Got any idea how we can neutralize the big guy?" But ignoring the pun, Tails says, "I don't think we'll need to. Watch." Yeah, I think that's it. With the two of them both off the ground, the salamander seems docile, and Tails tells Sonic, "When it attacked you, I noticed something. The more you disturb the environment, the angrier the creature would get, but it barely even noticed me, so I thought if you could get off the ground." And then suddenly, it just lies down. Much to Sonic's bewilderment, Sonic gives a thumbs up saying, "There you go, using that big brain of yours again." Tails strikes a confident pose saying, "Just using my observational skill," something many people do not have, myself included. Sonic then ponders saying, "So the big guy was protecting this place." Sonic then carefully flies in close to the creature. Man, I love the luminescence of it. That's pretty awesome. Just between the glowing eyes and the spots on the creature. Sonic says, "I don't know if you can understand me, but we're sorry for busting into your home, dude." Sonic then holds up the Chaos Emerald saying, "We came here for this. If you want to keep it, it's yours. But if we don't take it, sooner or later more people are going to come looking for it. This place won't be safe, but if you let us take it, it'll be okay, I promise." The creature simply eyes Sonic, and as Tails flies in next to Sonic, both of them nervous, Sonic then asks, "So, will you show us the way out?" Creature continues to eye them, but then walks off. He goes to the cave wall and moves a boulder out of play, revealing a hole. As Tails makes his way through, and Sonic looks to the creature and says, "Thank you," and they make their way through. It's actually pretty awesome. We don't really get to experience the fauna, is that the word, of Sonic's world outside of the animal people. We then see the outside with the sun starting to set. Sonic kicks away some rocks blocking their exit, and as Tails makes his way out into the sunset, he shields his eyes saying, "Sunset already? We were down there longer than I thought." Sonic then takes the time to cover up the exit. Tails questioning, "Why'd you do that? That cave has a totally unique ecosystem. Who knows what discoveries could be made?" But Sonic gives a shrug saying, "The salamander helped us because it wanted to keep its home safe. It's the least we can do to return the favor." Hey, a very sympathetic seeming Sonic. He's just like, "Hey, you didn't cave my head in? That's thanks enough." A dejected Tails says, "You're right." And Sonic comforts him with a pat to the back saying, "Hey, do you know who that ferocious cave-dwelling amphibian reminded me of? Knuckles." Tails chuckles saying, "Sonic that," and he laughs. Sonic hams it up a little saying, "The truth is a heavy burden to bear, little brother." Sonic then takes off on the extreme gear as Tails races behind him, with Sonic holding up the emerald saying, "Now come on, you've got sciencing to do." Tails says, "You're just hungry and want to get home, don't you?" Sonic simply says, "You know it." Oh, nice little simple adventure. But pretty fun. Pretty solid, all things considered. Next time, don't miss Sonic, Fang the Hunter, and see you in 2024. Okay, see, I've been kind of confused for a bit now because I haven't seen any promotions for what's coming up next. Like, I've only seen stuff for the Fang the Hunter series. Is the IDW book going on a break for the Fang the Hunter, Smitty? Because I'm seeing advertisements for the first two Fang books, but I don't know. I'm really kind of hoping this isn't taking the place of the main book. I mean, I do really want the Fang miniseries because it's also the 30th anniversary of Fang, which is pretty fun, a nice reason to celebrate things. And you don't really think about the fact that Fang is one of the oldest characters out there, just coming in a little around the same time as Knuckles. Almost. But it's 2024, time of recording. We should be having Knuckles' 30th anniversary too, right? So it's a nice little send-up to the guy. To Fang, I mean. But I really don't want it to take the place of the main book because we have all this plot going on. I don't know. It really is a bummer because I do get kind of worried when the Sonic book take a break, because it gives me that bad feeling like right before the Archie books got rebooted, then canceled, and just a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. And we've already had so many situations where the Sonic books have been delayed for IDW too, so I was really looking forward to some back-to-back Sonic. That is a bummer. I don't mean to sound mean, but man, those Fang books better live up to putting my boy Sonic on pause. That's all I'm saying. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think of this issue? Do you think we'll see the Salamander again? Not saying this was a bad issue, but it was kind of weird to have something so divorced from anything else, especially everything we've kind of been leading up to. And now with the feeling that we're going to be taking a break entirely for Fang, I don't know, that's weird to me. They must be planning something, like the lead-in for the 75th issue. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you later. Till then, bye-bye.